Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here, oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss the money gonna find me here, blessings gonna find me here, oh na 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 na.
of what hello, and we're gonna work on my lighting too, child. A lot of people scared to come on, not because I'm so smart, not because I'm so great. A lot of people won't come on because they have no idea what's going to come out my mouth. I have no idea most of the time what is going to come out of my mouth. And so it's hard to and you talk to them before you get on and all of that stuff. And they tell you what you can and cannot talk about. And I still have no idea what's going to come out Bobby's mouth. And that's just how it's always been. So we're going to do this and we're going to get it in and get it out. Again, I encourage you to get into the comments and comment. I will respond as soon as I look over there and see the comments. I think that's fair. So the title of this particular podcast may seem like it doesn't go with what we're about to talk about, but I promise you it does. So if you read the description and where I did my little blurb on Facebook, or I think I did it on TikTok too, you'll understand that I got my I've seen this all week about the young lady who gave her she gave her story about being with a man who she realized was a con artist. I don't want to talk about that. I didn't listen to any, it's like a 50-part series. I don't listen to stuff like that because I don't get off on other people's trauma. I just don't. I like mess, but there's a there's a certain kind of mess that I like. That kind of mess where somebody heart, I don't get off on other people's trauma. So I heard a couple of things because it was in the little on the TikTok that people were trying to play to show you. But there was one particular lady, and it came from this TikTok that was called Who the Fuck Did I Marry? And she went through 50 she had 50 different parts of it, and she just told the whole thing. I commend her for opening herself up. I commend her for her strength in going through it. I commend her in understanding that her doing that, how cathartic that is and how much it helps to just talk things out. So I don't want to talk about that because I didn't listen to enough of it that's not my type of drama. The issue I had was with one of the people that responded. That was my issue. My issue is with one of the people that responded. I do not know her name, don't care to know her name because I think she's stupid. Okay, so people don't like when you use that word, but sometimes there is no other word. She's stupid. And that's my opinion of her. I don't know her name, don't care to. But I heard her entire spiel on what she got from that young lady. Is it Risha or something like that? What she got out of what that lady said about her life, how that lady opened up, and what she got out of it was that the young lady should have known from how the man looked that he didn't really want her because of how she looked. Her out of the entire 50-part series, her only takeaway from that particular thing was that Tisa, I think that's her name, should have known that Legion. First of all, his name is Legion. Let's biblically, his name is Legion. He fit it. He fit from what he did to her and how he's trying to. He fits the name. Let's begin with his name. So she heard out of all this girl telling her heart and saying everything that she had to say. Her takeaway was, oh, look how you look. You should have known that he didn't want you. That was her takeaway from it. And her thing was, and she came back with a couple of more videos to double down on the stupid shit that came out of her mouth. And and her thing is, we need to teach our young women how to protect them. If we're going to teach young women how to protect themselves, it's from it's from stupid people like you, because you stupid. And it was people coming on and they were trying to explain to her and they were trying to tell her that, and they were just being, but you stupid. And they were very eloquent. They got their point across, and they tried to explain to her that out of everything that girl went through, the only thing that you could focus on was the fact that she was not the type of woman that he would have on his arm. And she should have realized in her ugliness that he would never want her. Now, I had never seen the man before. So all I heard was 6'4", something, and he was a VP. Now, the only thing that was true was how tall the man was, because the rest of the shit he told this woman was a lie. So let's make that clear. Okay? So then all of a sudden, I look and it says, oh, okay, I'm looking at, okay. So I'm looking and I finally find a picture of him, and I'm thinking to myself, what you mean she ain't good enough for that? And so that, but you know what? That's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. It is, because the whole point of what I'm trying to understand is you trying to tell somebody that if you look a certain way, then your expectations of who you want to be with should be in line with how you look. And that's where this idea of two chins and a fupa comes in. Because let's be clear and understand the lie that is perpetrated, that men don't like big women. No. Let's go back and let me step back. Let's be honest and talk about the fact that the lie that men who go to the gym, men who are over 6 feet, men who have curly hair and green eyes, and men who work in jobs that that they are paid more than three figures. I mean, more than 6 figures. You're telling me that those men don't like women let's do that look like me. That's what you're telling me. Out of everything that girl said and everything she went through, hey, Marion, everything that she went through, everything that this lady said, the only thing you got out of that is that she should have realized that she wasn't good enough for him because of how she looked. And it's crazy to me because every video you got on a filter with your buck teeth ass. This is why I can't be on TikTok. You telling me, listen, the lie that has been perpetuated, that men that go to the gym and that are fit and that are good looking don't like heavy set women, is that's one of the biggest lies up there with that the devil don't exist. That's one of the biggest lies, that those little donuts on the damn buffet is not good once they come out fresh and hot. That's the biggest lie. One of the biggest lies. The other big lie is that size don't matter. It's a lie. It is a lie that is perpetuated by people who fall into the categories of those lies, ma'am. How you mean you're going to teach our daughters that if you look a certain way, you stay in a certain lane? When you yourself have issues with how you look, man, listen. I use a filter when I go on TikTok because I feel like it smooths out my face. Now, I can't wear that filter everywhere I go. And so in my regular life, I'm okay with my face. It's the only thing I got. I have body issues, but those things that I like, I enhance. I think I have pretty eyes. I enhance those with other stuff. Anton thinks I have pretty lips, so I buy 16 things of damn lip gloss. My 3 chins used to be a problem, but I don't worry about them no more because they're going to be there. And you telling me because I have 2 chins and a fupa, and right now no breast because of surgery, you telling me that because of that, I have to stay in a certain place in my mind of what kind of man I want. Because what you skipped over was that there are beautiful people. Hey, Jenny, there are beautiful people who we deem beautiful. Because what I put a note down is we have to remember that the beauty standards that we carry ourselves on are white people's beauty standards. You understand that, right? The beauty standards that we put on ourselves are the beauty standards of white people. And until we stop looking at ourselves in the lens of how white people look at us, we are going to continue to say the stupid shit that you said about this girl. And I will be saying it, continue stupid. And I don't know your name because I couldn't find it. But I promise you, if you ever see this and you want to come on live with me, bring it. Because you stupid. Because you equated what that girl went through with how she looked. You didn't say anything about the fact that this man conned her with the most elaborate con that he could come up with. You're not thinking about nothing about once she finished getting off this thing and bringing out her heart, how heartbroken this chick is. And you talking about black people, and people irritate me when they talking about the culture and they doing this for black people and they doing black. And the first thing that comes out of your mouth is the most harmful shit you can do to black people. You telling somebody, you trying to keep somebody in a lane based solely on something that changes almost daily, monthly, years, definitely yearly. Your looks change as you get older. So you telling her that because she's stuck in that face or in that body, that she should have known that nobody of that caliber would want her. And I'm going to tell you something too. As soon as I heard you, I knew you were single. Because that single woman shit. This is the shit that single women think about after they done use that thing in the bottom drawer in their room and then zap their clitoris into no man's land and you still can't sleep. That's what y'all be thinking about. Because your mind is, honey. The idea that men are not attracted to big women is mind-blowing to me. It is mind-blowing to me. Because I've been big most of my life. And I get, even now with no breasts, and I never had no ass, I get hit on daily. At least once a day, somebody trying to holler. 3 chins, no breasts, no ass, just walking. This man offered me a job today. No, the edges just now. Listen, you think. Listen, a lot of men won't. Y'all making me get ahead of myself. Okay, so I did take notes because I try not to do this like I do TikTok. I try to be like they do the podcast. I got my little microphone. I got my notes. I got my glasses. So, Marion, you and Jenny, keep me going. All right. We ain't going to be on here that long. Okay. So, I already said all that. See, this I just be going. So I looked up the statistics for obesity in this country. So 2 out of 5 adults are obese. 34% of, and I don't have children, that's why the numbers are not going to add up. So 34.1% of men are obese. 27.5% of women are obese. And let me tell you the problem with this in real life. The problem with this in real life is it's a couple of it's a couple of things. The first thing is what I said earlier, is that the beauty standards and what is considered beautiful on a woman depends on your cultural view of things. Because a 200-pound woman in one culture is beautiful in another culture, depending on where the fat falls. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because, honey, if it falls right at your waist and them hips is then what? Because you have plenty of women with and I'm not talking about those ones that go get it. I'm talking about that are born with it, with the small waist and the wide hips and the small breast, and they just and on one level, that is a beauty standard that is beautiful in some cultures. And the other thing is, remember what I said, that the beauty standards that we hold ourselves on are white. The idea that you have to be have a certain ratio with your nose and all that to be perfect, your body's being slim. Let me tell you something. And this is and people tell me don't say it, but it's the truth. White men's beauty standards are women that look like teenage boys. I said it. Most models have very little or no breast and no hips. And if you put a hat on them and some and a big old shirt and some baggy pants, they look like Justin Bieber. And I said what I said. The other thing that I want to say, I won't say, because that's something for another day. But their beauty standards are women with the bodies of teenage boys. And so when you put that type of beauty standard on women who are DNA inclined to be fleshy, to have hips, to have bodies, then you get these women that get on this app and tell another black woman that the way she looked, she should have known that man didn't want her. And little brown Bugs Bunny, why would you say that to a woman? I don't know. I'm trying not to call her out her name. Hey, Charlita Parker, how you doing, darling? Marion, it blows my mind. First of all, it blows my mind that my brother got my heat on 74, but I'm not gonna turn it down till I get ready to go to bed because he in and out. He trying to readjust to his medication. Poor baby, he was taking his medicine all wrong. And I fixed it tonight. He was a little upset. It took me forever to get him to understand that I wasn't trying to hurt him, that his medicine, he just was taking it wrong. I love that man. I love my brother. Do you understand me? So when you go by beauty standards of people who are not in your culture, you already messing up. So you got your brown chocolate self on this app, on John, Paul, Luke, and Matthew's internet, and you tell another brown person, a woman, that you should know what she's going through as a black woman, and you tell her that the way because she knew the way she looked, she should have knew that man didn't want her. Who the hell, man? Listen. Well, because I don't understand, why are you trying to put somebody in their place on something that is so superficial, something that changes so rapidly, that you had the audacity to say it one time and then you came back and doubled down on it because you thought you were smarter than the first time you said it out your stupid mouth. So the other problem with these statistics are obesity in men is far greater than it is in women. But because it shows up differently on a man, and because men are not held to the same standard, except by shallow women like this woman, then we don't talk about men being huge and just obese, because those same men with B-size cut breast will get on this internet and tell you that they don't deal with big women. And that's fine. You don't deal with big women because you haven't seen your penis since the early 80s. I'm trying, Jenny. I'm trying, Jenny. I really am. Jenny, I'm trying. Those same men who are medically, they may not look, but medically obese will get on Mary Magdalene's internet and tell you that they don't deal with big women because they just, and you can't even wipe because your arms are short. So you use the little back scratcher to, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Because you know stop. For you to tell a woman that you don't want to be with her because of how she looks, this is why I guarantee you, besides them inventing that rose toy, and getting those things that you can plug up now with a USB instead of having to go out and buy batteries, that is one of the main reasons why a lot of y'all, and y'all thinking that y'all at the table because y'all want to work for IKEA. Y'all, that's the main reason why a lot of y'all by yourself. Because you getting your standards and what you feel like you deserve and what you worth mixed up with your own reality. Because in reality, this woman who got with this man, she did everything right. She checked his background. She checked his financials, all of that. It wasn't her fault that all of it was a lie. She did everything she was supposed to do, except according to Bugs Bunny, she should have known that he wouldn't want her because she didn't look like what she called arm candy. Child. So, is this really what we come into when we look at a couple and we're not looking at if they're happy or not? But what we're looking at in this couple is if she ugly or he's ugly and they're with somebody that we deem too attractive to be with that person. Is this really what we want to teach our children? Because I promise you, on most of these people, most of the people that do these makeup thing and all that, I promise you, when you take all of that off and you take off the waist, that you do all of that, they look like everybody else. Because here it says 27% of women and 34% of men are obese. So that eye candy is not even the norm. It's not the norm. It's not what normal people look like. Not saying that all people look like me, but most women got fupas. Whether you have one that has done lapped over or you got the starter kit, most women have fupas. And I know they got this new thing where grandmamas are 75 and 80 and all that, and they looking slim and all that other stuff. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the grandmamas that I know that's out here, most of them look like me, minus a chin or two. Most minus a fupa. But they just look like regular everyday people. Because most people do not listen. First of all, they can't. 95% of the people, it's probably the numbers so much larger than that. But I'm gonna give it a benefit of the doubt because of this media thing. The majority of people don't have time to get up in the morning and take 30 minutes to an hour to get dressed. The majority of people that have to work real jobs don't have time to get up and make their children a 15-course breakfast. The majority of people do not have time to when they get off of work or after doing everything they have to do that day and make a 5-star dinner for their children. This is not how most people are living. And I don't do those kind of videos because I'm not going to perpetuate that kind of thing. Because what happens is you're going to be like this other lady that got on here after she called black people slaves last year. And now she on here crying because TikTok didn't send her all her money. And now she needs help. And that's what happens. That's when real life hits you. When you realize that after you turn these lights and these cameras off and life start lifing, you're going to need them same people that you talking all that trash to do a GoFundMe. Because, honey, that's why I don't talk trash. Because when I needed that GoFundMe, and it got and people helped me. Because I don't get on here and talk about celebrities. I don't get on here and talk about people and their husbands. I don't, and while I'm out here in the real world, I don't mess with nobody's husband. I don't mess with nobody churn. I don't get into people's marriages. I don't get into none of that. And if you ask me advice as a married person, then I suggest you bring your other person, because I'm not giving you advice without that person. I'll tell you, put that person on the phone. And so we get on this app and we see the follows and we see the likes and we see the people that are watching, and we see all of this stuff. And we forget that life is beyond what is going through the lens of these cameras. You're going to have to live your real life. And the thing about it is, what you forget is, even when you cut the camera off, they still watching. So let me get my other notes, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. While I find my notes, if y'all have any questions or comments or concerns, I'm still here. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. So, before you can love somebody else, people used to say this to me all the time, and I never took this advice. And the advice was that if I didn't love myself, I could not love anybody else. And I did not like that advice because I didn't like that advice because I knew that I did not, I didn't hate myself, but I didn't necessarily like me either. And so that advice I knew was going to be hard to take, because I did not like who I was as a person. And to be perfectly honest with you, I still don't at most times. Most times it's a chore to even get up in the morning and get myself dressed. And this is the new, I found out something about myself the other day, is that if I don't get my clothes ready to go to get up in the morning and do what I got to do at night, I probably won't go anywhere tomorrow, that next day, because the idea of having to find something to put on and it's not planned is not good for me. If I don't take my clothes out the night before, then I will change my clothes up to 10 times trying to find something to make me like myself enough to go out the door. That's my truth. That's my truth. And so the idea of people telling me that I need to learn how to love myself in order to love somebody else, it was funny to me, because who you talking to? You talking to a person who could barely stand to even I didn't want to be in the room with myself. If I could leave me over there for just a little while, I would be okay. You understand? And so I want to give advice to those, not even advice. I want to give you a couple of steps on how to nurture your inner self, how to get to know you and love you, so that and these steps are not just to love yourself. These are steps on how you get to know who you are, so that no one else can come into your life and persuade you that you're something that you're not, because that's what that man did to old girl. He came into her life and persuaded her to he came into her life and he persuaded her that everything that she did to protect herself was wrong. He told her in the way that he treated her that you're not smart enough to understand when somebody is conning you, because he conned her, even though she did everything she could do to protect herself. It just didn't work. And and being careful does not always work. It just does. And this was a prime example of that. And so I'm not trying to force you to love yourself. I'm not trying to give you advice on how to and this is, listen, and this is especially not for those people who talk about, well, I love myself and Jesus is my boyfriend. Get out my face. You understand me? Get away from me. Because that incestuous foolishness that come out some people's mouth and God is enough and Jesus is enough, you keep right on, because that's not what that means. We'll do that another time. But I'm just trying to make that clear. I'm not trying to make you have self-love and have some kind of inner peace in order for you to use that to say that you're gonna stay by yourself. And to be honest with you, most people need to be by themselves, because you mean, you ornery, and you don't listen. And most of y'all by yourself for the wrong reason. You leave that shit in your bottom drawer alone and put that rose away. You'll understand how much you miss being in the companionship of another human being. Because just because that thing make you pass out and flip around, you cannot take it to the altar. You can't take it to church. You can't take it to meet your family. And it does not have a conversation back with you. And the only people who should have that stuff is people who are married. Single people, I'm going off subject. Let me go back. But single people should not have toys that make them see stars. Because you get your body adjusted to that, and now ain't nobody no good. Can't no man please you. No, you killed your clitoris. You killed it. You zapped it to death. And you can't wake it up unless you put a jumbo jet battery to it and bring it back to life for 5 or 10 minutes of whatever he gonna be doing. Let me go on, man, because y'all don't listen to that either, because y'all still buying bedroom candy. And y'all still on here on these podcasts, men and women, talking about neither one of them can do nothing for y'all. All right. So as women, we have the tendency to not treat ourselves very well. Yeah, we get our nails done and we get our hair done. We treat ourselves to a new dress. But this is not what I mean by taking care of you. You. In other words, nurturing yourself. We break promises to ourselves. We eat poorly. We don't get enough sleep. And we are so self-critical or fail to take good care of our bodies. And we're going to talk about me. I break promises to myself all the time. I'm going to start that. I'm going to start eating better. I ain't going to let them bother me no more. Well, if she said again, I'm going to. Yeah, who that sound like? That's us. Girl, I promise if he cheat one more and he still, and the next time he do it, he's still laying in the bed next to you. We break promises to ourselves all the time. We tell ourselves that well, you know, I don't eat because I just need, I eat because I like it or whatever. No, we eat. There are reasons that we eat, and there are reasons why we eat more than we should eat. We don't get enough sleep because we are making sure that everybody else is okay. I don't have no children, and I'm still up half the night. Well, I used to be up half the night trying to make sure everybody else got what they need. Whatever they ask me to do, I make sure that they have it. And we're not talking about self-critical, because y'all know me. Me and these chins that won't let me be great. This Fupa that's stopping me from getting my surgery. That I know if I just slow down on, I got tea and chocolate chip cookies right here, and I'm gonna eat them. And I know that, but that's what we do, and we very critical of ourselves. But some of the things that we're critical of is on us. In fact, if we treated others the way that we treat ourselves, we wouldn't have that many friends. If we treated other people as bad as we treat ourselves, if we told people if we criticized other people the way we criticize ourselves about some things that just should just be blown over, we wouldn't have no friends. If we treated other people as bad as we treat ourselves, you wouldn't have no family members. Think about that now. Think about how you treat you. Here's a technique that I try to use for me. When it gets to be too much, imagine you had a little child in your care, okay? You'd make every effort to keep her healthy and safe, to love and to support him or her, to be forgiving of her mistakes, her inevitable slips, and to let her know how precious and important she is. And this is what I talk about when I have my prayer breakfast, is if you could get back to that little girl inside of you, or if you could get back to that little boy inside of you, and you had to take care of that little boy or that little girl, how would you do that? Knowing what they would have to go through as they go through life. And so then why don't we? Why don't we take care of ourselves like that? Why don't we? When did the idea become solidified in our heads that we don't deserve the love and care that we give other people? That's a hard thing to admit, ain't it? That's some hard shit to admit. That's some deep shit. To get to the point where you have convinced yourself that all the love and nurture that you give other people, you don't deserve it. That don't want to make you cry? Oh, that was hard. All right. Ooh, let's keep going. Y'all with me? Y'all still with me? All right. That's what a loving parent does. Only in this case, you're the parent and the child. I got 7 steps to strengthen your inner nurturing self and to turn the goal of treating yourself better into a daily living action. I know that you have affirmations taped all over the mirror and affirmations in the car and all of that stuff. Those are the things that you have to keep telling yourself until you believe it. But there are certain things that you shouldn't have to tell yourself over and over and over again for you to believe. Because you went through everything to get to the point where you at now. So telling yourself that you're strong, that's not something you have to tell yourself 15, 20 times. Why should you? You here. You strong enough. See, I'm talking to myself and I'm going to make myself cry. You understand what I'm saying? You shouldn't have, some affirmations you shouldn't have to keep telling yourself over and over and over again. Because there's proof in your living. There's proof in you being here right now. There is proof. Because you woke up. Yesterday was awful, right? But today you woke up. You made it through. So there are some affirmations that you need to take off your mirror, because you shouldn't have to keep convincing yourself that you're better than you were yesterday. You shouldn't have to convince yourself to how strong you are. Those are things that you should and let's be honest, some things you're gonna have to convince yourself of, that I'm beautiful and I'm gorgeous and my smile is okay. Those things because you change, your body changes, how you look changes, how you feel about how you look changes. And so those are the things you might have to keep on going back and forth with yourself on. But your strength and your ability to make it through hard times, hell no. That ain't no affirmation you should be affirming on yourself. Because you living and being here in your right mind with the activity of your limbs, that is enough proof. That ain't something you got to convince yourself of. So let's work on the other stuff. Let's work on convincing yourself that you are beautiful, no matter what state you're in, without the lashes and the contacts, without the face full of makeup, without the edges, without the breasts, without the hair. Without the arm or the leg you might have lost, without the finger, without this Negro. The children went to college. Without them, you still have to convince yourself. Those things you may have to, but the rest of that stuff, no, sweetie. No. You have proven that you can withstand storms. And one thing I love honey, every time I hear it, it make my heart beat faster. Millions didn't make it. Do you understand? Do you hear me? Millions did not make it. And you wanted one. Marion, do you hear me talking to you? Jenny, Charlotte, millions didn't make it. Millions didn't make it. And you won. Are the ones who did. That don't make you unique and special? Come on. Let me move. I don't want to keep y'all on here all night. You better exactly, Marion. You better hear me. All right, let me keep going, because I know this is a podcast, which means that people will probably be looking at it later, and I don't want to keep. I know nobody want to look at no long podcast. All right, here we go. This is one thing I do, and I did it with my ex-husband, and I didn't do it for myself, which is weird because I'm the one that needed it. His ego was already big enough. Honey, listen. So here's one. Send loving messages to yourself. This is what you do. Tell yourself I love you and appreciate who you are. When you do something well, give yourself a pat on the back. Listen, there's a fine line between arrogance and conceit, and honey, conceit and arrogance, and just giving yourself appreciation for what you've done. And this is how you can do this. And tell yourself, I'm here for you. If ain't nobody else here for you, I'm here for myself. And you look at yourself and say, you're not alone. You're not alone. And the best way to do these messages is to write out a whole bunch of messages and stick them in random pockets. That way, when you're going somewhere, you're doing something, you're not going to remember. And you do that, and you're going to surprise yourself one day. Or you write yourself a bunch of cards with different post dates on them. Mail them to yourself. It'll come in the mail on a day that you didn't even. Take them to different post offices. Take them to different boxes. It'll come to you on different days. And you will send yourself a message, and it'll be something special, because one of those messages is going to hit home. Thank you, Charlita. And so do that. So that's going to be one of our goals as friends. Y'all remind me to do it, and I'm going to remind y'all. Just randomly, just get you some paper tonight or tomorrow and just randomly write good things on there. Good things about yourself. Girl, you look good with them lashes on today. Girl, I like your hair like that. Why you never tried that before? Fold them all up and just go through your closet and mix them all up. Go through your closet and put them. And that's how I used to do my ex-husband. he would go to work and he would come up with, mine were usually sleazy because I'm nasty. Y'all know I'm nasty. Um, and he would just randomly find something, or and some of them would be just love and appreciation and telling him he could. My husband thought he could fly. The same thing with Anton now. Anton is locked up, but you couldn't make him not smile. Not anymore. When he first got in, it was bad, but now he think that he just, because I encourage him, and I have to learn how to turn that back on myself and encourage myself. So let's make that something that we do this month. Let's see if it'll work, and then we'll get back with each other and tell each other how that worked. The other one is take good care of yourself. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're getting rest, sleep, get some fresh air, exercise. I'm about to get my brother a dog, and I know that's going to get me out the house just to go walking. Door dashing is not walking. It's getting in and out, yeah, but it's not enough. And take care of yourself. Take care of your skin. Get you a good skin regimen. Something that you do before you go to bed. First of all, it's methodical, and it lets your body know that you're shutting down. Get you a good skin regimen. Get you a good body care regimen. Lotion and all that stuff. Get yourself ready for bed. I spray my sheets and all that other stuff. Take good care of yourself. Tea. I never thought I would love tea. But honey, I sit and drink tea like I got money and eat me cookies with it. Now, these cookies I don't usually eat, but I got these for my brother. They were on sale. So I'm trying to help him eat them so I can open the other ones, because those are the ones I wanted, the oatmeal cookies. But drinking tea at night and writing in your journal, or just drinking tea and just sitting, listening to the soft music and just thinking and talking to God. It works. It works. Or whoever your higher power is. So that's the other one. Another one is do nice things for yourself. Y'all know I believe in that. Get your nails done. Get your feet done. You can do stuff that don't even require any money. Do something good for you. Me is getting in that kitchen. Cooking, it does. Ooh, it just, whatever I'm going through, it settles everything. It just settles everything. So that's what I do that's good for me. That and shopping. And I'm talking, you think I'm talking about, no, I'm talking about Goodwill, or in a store that sells kitchen items, or just walking through I can go to the grocery store and stay in there for hours, just walking through the aisles and but that's what I do. That's good for me. But also do stuff. I go get my nails done. Oh, well, I haven't done it in a long minute, because once you move, honey, but we settling in. I get my nails done. I'll get my feet done. I'll get my eyebrows done. I'm going to start getting my hair done again, because I'm going to get my locks back. I'm going to get my hair twisted. All of those things. That find something that you enjoy doing, that you feel that makes it that's special for you. Draw yourself. See, I don't do the bath thing because I can't get out. Let's be real. I don't I don't get in the bathtub because I'm scared I won't be able to get out. Period. That's it. My knee, I can't. I know Jenny probably saying, sis, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't. And another thing is, I don't like baths. I don't like baths because to me, you're just sitting in water that's nasty, and that's just me. I don't like baths. But what I will do is me and my man will get in the bath. Well, no, okay, let me stop, because I can feel Jenny piercing at me. I quit. So yeah, go out to eat and stay out. Don't let them people at that restaurant rush you to eat. I tell when I used to go out by myself, I tell her, I'm gonna be here for a minute. You don't have to babysit me. You don't have to keep coming back. If I feel like I'm ready for you to come, I'll either raise my hand or I'll give you some indication that I'm ready. But don't bring me nothing to drink. Don't do anything until I'm ready. And I promise you, eating like that without having that rushy it's just, the food tastes better. Take yourself out to a candlelight dinner. You ain't got a lot of money. Go to a restaurant and just order appetizers. Just order a cup of tea. That's $4 or $5, maybe. Go somewhere you've never been before that you think you can't afford. I'm pretty sure they got something on that menu that's a special. Get an appetizer. They're always the cheapest. And dress up and enjoy yourself. And the other thing is set healthy boundaries for other people. Set boundaries for people. Give people limited access to you. They ain't gonna be happy at first. They're gonna say all kind of stuff. But set boundaries for people. Put people do that 6 feet thing you did when you had COVID. Put people at a distance and set boundaries. No, I don't do this no more. I'm not going to take you whatever. No, you're not going to borrow money every month. No, my car is not used for that. Set boundaries for people and watch how much more quieter your life is. They might walk out, they're going to talk trash, but most people talk trash about you when you stop letting them walk over you. That's it. Become your own advocate. If someone is disrespectful or hurtful to you, speak up. I am not an advocate for this new thing where they say silence silence works when you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't want to talk until you that works. But when you on my job and you talking to me all kind of way, and I continue to let that happen, and 15 years later, you still acting a donkey? No. Silence is not always the way to go when people are overstepping who they are to you and saying things to you that have you at home laying in the bed talking about, man, if I would have just, no. When I stay up late at night, it's because of something else. It is not because I didn't say what I wanted to say to somebody when they pissed me off. Silence is not always golden. I don't care who it is. Once you become a certain age, your parents should not talk to you in a certain manner because you're an adult. And I know there's going to be old school people on here talking about, well, your mom could be all that. But if you drunk and you talking to me all kind of way in front of my children, we're going to have to do something about that. And silence is not going to be what it's going to be. You have to stick up for yourself. Because if you don't, who will? Believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, then becoming your own advocate will not be hard to do. Period. That's as easy as that. But if you believe in yourself, telling people how to treat you and showing them how you will be treated and respected, it won't be hard. And that's just the end of that. And I think this is the most important one, and this is the very last one. Show yourself the same compassion that you show other people. Did you hear what I said? That same compassion that you have for other people in what they do, and when they do something to you, or the compassion you show them when they're going through something and they need somebody's shoulder to show that to yourself. That same love you give yourself, that same open door and open arm policy that you give to other people, give it to yourself. That same love you give to people when they make a mistake and they want you to forgive them, do you? Forgive you. And if you learn how to do those 7 things, be compassionate to yourself, treat yourself well, be an advocate for yourself, love yourself, send yourself love notes. If you learn how to do those things and make it a life, a choice, make it something that becomes so ingrained in you that you do it automatically. We're going to do these things together, because I'm not sitting here telling you that I do this stuff, because I don't. But I try. And that's all you can do. That's where that compassion comes in. That's where the compassion comes in for when you don't do, and you can't, and you're not necessarily proficient in the advice that you give others, forgive yourself and say, okay, if God gives me tomorrow, then we're going to try it again tomorrow. Learn how to do that for yourself, because you don't forgave everybody else for doing the dirty shit they did to you. Now you forgive yourself for not being good to yourself. Forgive yourself for not patting yourself on the back. Forgive yourself. You might have picked the wrong Negro. Forgive yourself because you let your children keep what. Forgive yourself and then move on and be stronger for it. I did an hour and I think I did good. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate it for y'all for coming. And when it comes, like, share, and subscribe to my page. And we'll be doing these more with more topics. I enjoyed this. I really did. I missed doing this, and I missed doing it in a context where I don't have to worry about being banned because of regulations and restrictions that are not fully explained. Yeah, tell your friends about it. Have them join you next time. This one came on Friday nights. They'll be at 9. Any other time they'll be between like my regular time. They'll be between 6 and 7. They're late on Fridays because I don't want to interrupt Chef's Live because I want to be able to support people who support me. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Don't forget to shop uppitynegro.apparel.shop. Don't forget that I have my own machine and everything here. And if you want something, you don't want to wait 3 or 4 weeks for it, just give me a call in my DMs and we'll work it out. So this broadcast here was sponsored by Uppity Negro Apparel. And if you would like to sponsor any of my podcasts, please let me know and I will talk to you about that, how we do that off the air. So thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I'm working on how to close out because I haven't done this in a while, but I am going to close out. I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are great. And I love y'all. I really do. I really, really, really do. So everybody, y'all have a good night. And I hope that you guys, I don't own any rights to this music. I hope that you guys join me again. And let's just talk. Um, I love talking. I love the comments. I love the back and forth. And I appreciate y'all listening to me. Just little old me, just being me. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is Black Honey. And I appreciate you guys for showing up on tonight. If you're on my Facebook page, thank you for coming on, Bobby the Overtaker. Y'all join us on TikTok under Uppity Negro. You won't be able to do that until the 28th because I got banned. But but join us. I'm usually on TikTok also. So thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Please share it with your friends. Let them see it. Tell them to comment. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna read all the comments. And maybe we could stretch the dialogue on this and how not to let people tell you to stay in a box because you look a certain way. And again, I think that woman is incredibly stupid. And I like that word because it fits her completely. So thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, Jenny. Thank you, Marion. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.